Oh man, this is Sean with Pew Pew Tactical. Today we are reviewing the Aero Precision Solus and we're excited. Match Wood, this is Nomad. We're in position. All right, everyone, before we get started, we want to remind you to please hit that like and subscribe button. Let YouTube know that you dig our content. In exchange, we'll share with you a cringy gun meme. I've been carrying that around a while. Okay, everyone, here's an overview of the Aero Precision Solus. I really dig this rifle. We've had it for a while, just slowly kind of gathering different accessories that we needed to try to eke all the precision out of it. And considering that I'm the nut behind the wheel, so to speak, it's been a lot of fun. Done some training with this and I've gotten some really good results out of it. Again, this is a 6.5 Creedmoor bolt action rifle. I think it's a 22-inch barrel. For the price that you're getting into the long range game, really good option. Okay, so let's go over some of the features of the Aero Precision Solus. Starting at the back, this butt pad is pretty serious rubber. I appreciated that. I've run over 400 rounds through this gun now over the course of about a week and a half, and I've really appreciated how this pad affected my overall body, hitting my collarbone repeatedly. And the length of pull is adjustable just by pulling this tab. You can pull this back out and set it up wherever you like. Also, the cheek riser is adjustable just by adjusting this knob here, loosening it, and then tightening it when you've got it exactly where you want it. Finally, on the bottom of the stock, we've got a bag rider back here that helps you kind of slide in or back to whatever position you're trying to hold on that bag in the rear. Then moving forward, this grip, pretty thick, but it's also a almost straight up and down angle. And then one of the features that I really appreciated was this adjustable thumb position right here. When you're using bolt actions for precision, you want to get that thumb out and try to get a 90-degree angle on your finger to make sure you're pulling back properly and not influencing the muzzle in any negative way. The bolt, really nice. You've got a 3-lug bolt that has a 60-degree throw. And what's cool about that is I got used to it pretty quickly. The action is very smooth. It's a 700 short action, Remington 700 short action. This bolt, I've run it so many times now, it feels great. The other thing is you've got this feature right here where it's kind of curved, so that all you've got to really do is throw the bolt forward and it'll assist it with going down. You just lock it in. It's also got the cock-on bolt feature where all you've got to do, activate the trigger again, to cock the trigger again, is go up and down, and then you're good to go. Moving forward, we've got a 10-round PMag here, and the release right here is ambidextrous, so you can get to that on either side. This is a 20 MOA rail included. That's just part of the gun itself. So it's giving you a little bit of extra elevation. Lots of wells for QD. And then M-LOK, obviously, all the way down. When we get to the end here, you can also tell that there's ARCA rail. And that's when we're going to get into some of the accessories. What I've used here is an Accutac bipod. I've always wanted to try these. I've heard a lot of good things. And it's absolutely proven up to the hype. It's a really impressive bipod. And I've used it for a lot of positional shooting and just setting up and building different positions while I was going through a training at Rifles Only. And then finally, out on the end here, we have the Daniel Defense Sound Guard. And what I like about this is, man, it's really knocked down the sound and made the recoil a little more tame too. So overall, a really good shooting experience. Finally, the glass. We've got primary arms. Now this is a 6-30 PLX, which is their top end glass, but it also has the ACSS Apollo reticle that's set up for a 6.5 Creedmoor. Magnification has been great, and I've appreciated the fact that it's had a lit reticle, because during the course that I attended, there were occasions where cloud cover would definitely mar my sight picture. I would have a little bit more difficult time having contrast with a target, and having that lit reticle was able to, I was able to get back on and score my hits. The windage on the actual reticle itself, I finally learned that, but I wish that was a little more clear. But it's definitely got good field of view in there. It's not a cluttered reticle, and I was shooting movers eventually at 400 yards in about 29 miles an hour wind. So That was pretty impressive. Overall, the gun just functions phenomenally. Okay, so let's talk about accuracy. One of the things that I expected out of this rifle was certainly sub MOA. And when I went out to Rifles Only for the week-long course that I took there, I had that expectation and really didn't spend a lot of time shooting MOA. When you're at a training, you go through the curriculum that the instructor gives you, and we started out establishing our dope and figuring what that was going to be all the way out to 1,000 yards. And we were pretty consistent with hitting targets all the way out to 1,000 yards. And we're talking 10-inch steel targets. The accuracy was impressive. But when I really wanted to dial it down and figure out what the MOA standard was going to be for this rifle, I was only getting 1 MOA or just above on average with my groups. Now, I shot different types of ammo through the rifle and even continued testing out here at the ranch and was still only getting 1 MOA or better. However, I did some research and figured out suppressors can often have an effect on accuracy, and in this case, a negative effect. Sometimes suppressors can actually cause rifles to shoot better or more accurately. So it was kind of interesting to see that might be the case here. Now, I had a Daniel Defense Sound Guard 30 cal suppressor, and I really love what it did as far as the sound and the shooting impulse. It was much tamer and didn't bother anybody's ears as a result. But we had to take that can off to test accuracy, and I was so glad that we did. Now, our initial shooting, we did over 1-inch groups on just about everything, sometimes down as far as 3/4, but when I took the suppressor off and shot the first batch of Nosler through, I was able to achieve a 1/2-inch group, and I think that's pretty good for me. That is an outstanding group. I'm sure that there are probably people out there that could do better, but the package altogether is extremely accurate. And I was just glad to figure out that the suppressor had some impact on accuracy. All right, folks, we're talking about the trigger on the Aero Precision Solus, and it's a really good one. I've been happy with it. Now, what we find is it's a single stage, and there's no movement, no building to a wall. It just breaks. And I would guess that it's about 4 pounds. I'm not positive about that. It's not dangerously light. It's good. Once you get on and you start pulling back, you make sure that your shot is settled in where you want it, and it's solid. We'll go ahead and demonstrate here. It's just going to build pressure until it breaks. All right, one more time. See reset as we run the bolt. And in fact, you can reset just by raising the bolt and closing it, which is pretty cool. One more time. Again, a really solid trigger. Hey everyone, I want to remind you that I wrote an article for this rifle, the Aero Precision Solus, over on pewpewtactical.com. Head over and check it out. You can find the link in the description below. Final thoughts on the Aero Precision Solus. We have really been on a journey with this rifle, probably tested it more than a lot of the firearms that we run into on an average basis because of some of the things that happened along the way. First off, I'll just go back over the fact that the ergonomics are outstanding. I was really able to adjust this thing to my body, particulars of my ability to shoot long distances with my big head, getting my cheek up on that riser, the length of pull, the trigger, the grip, all of it is just really great. As far as the accessories that we used, the primary arms optic and the Accutac bipod really helped accentuate and elevate, in fact, the performance of this rifle. But overall, I think that one of the biggest lessons that I learned is accuracy is affected by suppressors, and I wasn't quite aware of that to begin with. I shot the entire course at Rifles Only with the suppressor on because that's the humane thing to do. On top of that, I never could get under 1 MOA, and I knew that this was an accurate rifle. I've seen other people testing it, and I really suspected that there was something affecting that accuracy. So after a couple of different tests, I brought it back out and took off the suppressor, and the first shot group was 5 shots of Nosler, And this match ammo, all touching, 5-shot, that's a 1/2 inch group, which for me is really good shooting. And then the rest were more Nosler and Hornady, where obviously I started to come apart. But the reality is this is a sub MOA gun. It's definitely very accurate. But one of the things that you need to keep in mind is if you're going to attach a suppressor, you'll probably have some different results with that accuracy. One of my favorite things about this gun is long-range precision shooting is expensive. It's just part of the nature of the game. But this rifle is $2,200. So it's not horrific. It's not a $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 gun. And it can definitely get you in the ballpark if you think that long-range precision is something that you'd be interested in. Now, I've got a lot of people that I want to thank on this video for their support. Hornady, first and foremost, provided the ammo for my trip to head out to Rifles Only. I want to thank Jacob Bynum. Man, Jacob really knows his stuff down at Rifles Only. He's an OG. He's been doing this for a long time. He taught me quite a bit, at least enough to where I felt competent in testing this rifle and providing you with that information. And then Nosler too. Nosler was able to provide us with some additional match ammo to broaden out the groups and kind of see how different things would perform. Overall, a great experience, a really cool rifle, and if you get a chance, pick one up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.